Welcome to Movie Splash. Today, we're going to do a recap of the anime movie called Sword Art Online the movie, Ordinal Scale. In the year 2026, the Augma is released to the public as an alternative system to the Amusphere. The most prominent combat-based game is the Ordinal Scale, in which a player's abilities are ranked by ordinal numbers. The boss from Sword Art Online starts appearing in the game, and this probes the interest of Asuna and the group. But when Asuna and other Sword Art Online survivors start to lose their memories, it's up to Kirito to look into the matter and solve the mystery. One night in Sword Art Online, Asuna and Kirito were enjoying the night sky of Aincrad. As Asuna complained about having never seen shooting stars because her neighborhood was too bright, Kirito remarked that there were several good places to see them in his area, and thus they made a promise to see meteor showers someday in the real world. Kirito additionally promised to have a gift for Asuna that day. More than a year later, by April 2026, an augmented reality AR device named Augma and its games, especially Ordinal Scale, were quickly becoming popular among the masses. The game's idol Yuna had also gained a lot of popularity, resulting in her first live concert being planned at the new National Stadium in Tokyo later that month. Students of the Sword Art Online Survivor School were granted a free Augma and a ticket for the concert. Asuna, Lisbeth, and Silica play a Pac-Man-type game in AR in Wagneria restaurant, and Kirito watches their game uninterested in it. By winning, the game girls get some free cake. After that, the group chit-chat, and Silica says that she heard the rumors of Sword Art Online bosses appearing in the Ordinal Scale. As the location of the boss battles were only revealed nearly at the last minute, the girls needed a method of transportation to reach one in time. They asked Kirito to take one of them with him on his bike to the next boss's location. It's decided by a game of rock, paper, scissors that Asuna will go with Kirito. At the designated time, the boss Kagachi, the samurai lord, appears at Akihabara. AI idol singer Yuna appears via a drone and announces the start of the battle. She began singing, which provided buffs to the players attending the battle. Kirito fails to achieve anything due to a lack of real-world physical strength and agility. A stray rocket attack is about to hit Yuna when Aiji, the number 2 ranked player, comes there and redirects it at the boss. Aiji aids the group in defeating the boss before Asuna notices an opening and makes the killing blow. The moment Asuna passed Aiji, he whispers the word switch, a game mechanic from Sword Art Online that she recognizes. Asuna becomes the MVP and gets a kiss from Yuna and an extra 10,000 points. The next night, Asuna received an invitation from Klein to join them for a boss battle near her home. She joins him and his group for another boss fight at Yoyogi Park while waiting for their last group member, unaware that he was injured by Aiji the night before. Asuna leaves Klein and his guild behind and proceeds to the fight against Storm Griffin, which is again presided over by Yuna. Klein and his guild, ᴍᴏᴠɪᴇ, are surprised by the sudden appearance of a second boss, Zangi the Flamecaller. Although the guild was faring well against the boss, they were suddenly assaulted by Aiji, who attacks and defeats Klein and his entire guild in the real world using superior reflexes and seemingly superhuman strength. Aiji injures Klein and offers him to the boss, which leads to the boss defeating him. When Asuna returns to where she left them, Klein and his guild are nowhere to be seen. The following morning, as Kirito is waiting for Asuna in Yoyogi Park for a date, he was convinced by Yui to train for upcoming Ordinal Scale battles. While training, a girl in a white hood appears. The girl pointed in a specific direction, murmuring something inaudible before disappearing. Yui interpreted the inaudible voice to have been a request to search a specific place. At that moment, Asuna arrived at the scene. Thus, the trio headed to a nearby restaurant. While eating together, Asuna theorizes that Aiji was Nautilus, a former low-ranking member of the Knights of the Blood Oath in Sword Art Online, while Yui deduces that the spawn locations of the bosses line up with the Sword Art Online dungeon maps. This enables them to predict the next spawn point, which would be Yabisu Garden Palace. Noting the absence of Klein, Kirito tries to check up on him. Asuna, Lisbeth, and Silica join the boss fight against the boss of Aincrad's 12th floor, the Strict Hermit, at Yabisu Garden Palace, where Yuna and Aiji appear again. Asuna noticed Aiji and approached him to confirm whether he was Nautilus. In response, Aiji requested her to stop using that name, showing her that he's currently known as Aiji. At the same time, Agil contacts Kirito and tells him that Klein has been hospitalized with a broken arm. Kirito, alarmed, rushes to protect Asuna and their friends. During the boss battle, a second boss, Dorzal the Chaos Drake, suddenly appears and fixates on Silica. Fleeing the boss's attacks, Silica accidentally collided with Aiji, who pushed her back. Silica was about to be struck by the dragon when Asuna suddenly shielded her from the attack and is defeated. An orange orb materializes from Asuna's Augma and is quickly collected by one of the Ordinal Scale drones. Later, Asuna called Kirito, asking him to come to their loghouse. There, she revealed that she'd been losing memories of her time in Sword Art Online, causing Kirito to become worried. In the morning, Kirito takes Asuna to Dr. Kurahashi at the Yokohama Kohoku General Hospital to have her checked. They learn that the Augma device scanned her brain specifically for Sword Art Online memories and that similar incidents had occurred to other people, all of whom were Sword Art Online survivors who were playing Ordinal Scale, and that the memory loss could worsen. After Asuna's condition worsens, Kirito gains a strong resolve to solve the mystery. Kirito visits Klein in the hospital and confirms that Klein's Sword Art Online memories are also missing. Kirito goes to the Dire Tusk boss battle at Tokyo Dome City looking for Aiji, where he's joined by Sainon. Although he's concerned for her safety, Sainon reminds Kirito that there was no risk of her memories being scanned due to not being a former Sword Art Online player. During the boss battle, a Sword Art Online survivor is defeated and Kirito witnesses a glowing memory orb being collected by an Ordinal Scale drone. Yui tries to retrieve the memory orb from the drone but fails after being blocked by the Ordinal Scale system. After the battle, Kirito is frustrated that Aiji didn't show up but meets the hooded girl again. But by the time he reached her, the girl disappeared, pointing at some location in the distance. Kirito and Yui figure out that she was pointing towards the Tutu Institute of Technology. Kirito goes to the university and meets the developer of the Augma, Professor Tetsushiro Shigemura. Kirito questions him, and Shigemura refuses to answer any questions. Before leaving, Kirito notices on Shigemura's desk a picture of a girl who resembles Yuna. Kirito talks to Seijiro Kikuoka, who informs him that Shigemura's daughter Yuna died in Sword Art Online. Kirito warns Kikuoka that the memory loss may be affecting other Sword Art Online survivors playing Ordinal Scale. Visiting Asuna's home, Kirito accidentally came across her diary while she was preparing some tea. By reading the last entry, he learns the extent to which the memory loss incident had affected Asuna and promises Asuna that he'll get her memories back. While searching for clues, Kirito encounters the hooded girl yet again, who he confirms is Yuna. When she tells him his rank is too low, Kirito decides to level up and he starts working and improving his AR swords work with help from Lifa. Days later, the Ordinal Scale players gather at the Tokyo National Stadium for Yuna's first live concert. Kirito duels with Aiji, who claims he has a way to return Asuna's memories. After Kirito defeated Aiji, he reveals that Shigemura has been harvesting memories of Sword Art Online players in an attempt to reconstruct his daughter's soul and resurrect her as an AI. Having Sword Art Online survivors gathered in one place is the final stage of the plan, and Aiji believes he has won. Kirito rushes back upstairs to warn everyone, calling Kikuoka on the way. Kikuoka warns Kirito that all the memory harvesting drones scanning everyone at once could damage the players' brains, killing them as the Nerve Gear did in Sword Art Online. As a horde of Aincrad bosses appears and terrorizes the stadium, Kirito and Yuna join the battle. Yuna tells Kirito that the Augma has a hidden full drive feature and he can use it to defeat Sword Art Online's 100th floor boss to stop the scan and save everyone. Before diving, Kirito gives Asuna an engagement ring. Entering the Ruby Palace on floor 100, Kirito, Lisbeth, Silica, Agil, and Sainon confront the boss. They're equally overwhelmed until Asuna, Lifa, Klein, and several other memorable players from ALO and GGO come to their aid. Yui restores their saved abilities from Sword Art Online, allowing everyone to defeat the boss. The voice of Akihiko Kayaba congratulates them on their victory and gives Kirito an extremely powerful sword as a reward. The group returns to the arena, still in full dive, where Kirito, now Ordinal Scale's top-ranked player, effortlessly dispatches the bosses with his new sword. Meanwhile, in the real world, Kikuoka finds Shigemura in the abandoned server room of Argus, the defunct company that once ran Sword Art Online, and arrests him. The hooded Yuna restores the survivors' memories and fades out of existence, since her existence was tied to that of the Floor 100 boss. Afterward, Kirito and Asuna fulfill the promise they made to each other in Aincrad, to watch a meteor shower together. Asuna returns Kirito's promise ring so he can properly put it on her hand this time, which he does. Rather than having Professor Shigemura charged for his crime, Kikuoka, interested in the professor's artificial intelligence system, took him to Rath's base to help them with their project. And that's all for today, guys. If you like the recap and want more recaps like this, consider subscribing to our channel.